What is going on, guys? It's Marcus Scholes here, back with another video, and a little bit more of a controversial one this time. As you can tell by the title, why I will not be getting Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on day one. And I know I'm a nobody, but if you're new here, hear me out. I hope I earn a like and a subscribe by the end of this. It's kind of my type of videos, just trying to give my opinion. You can contrast to your certain situations you've been through and formulate your own opinions, hopefully. But yeah, without further ado, I got my notes written here. I'm gonna guide you through why I ultimately came to this decision. And believe it or not, this is a more of a tougher decision to me, because back in when Modern Warfare 1 first came out, now I'm talking about COD 4 or MW2, when they rebooted the franchise, that's what brought me back into the game. And I've always played, since the COD 4 days, World at War. So this game is near and dear to my heart for a lot of reasons, competitive reasons. But regardless, I will not be getting this game day one. So let's go back to Cyberpunk 2077. To me, that game was the first game to me that had a massive outcry. When that launch happened. This game was not finished. A lot to blame on CD Projekt Red, for misguiding their audience, showing you these gameplays of basically their game running on the highest end systems, PC systems, that is, never truly showing what a base Xbox, a base PlayStation. And that game ultimately got taken down from the PlayStation Store. And think about how many times that's happened. Not a lot. So I just remember that being the first instance of, man, how the hell is a developer going to release a game that's not finished? And even before that, prior to that, I believe, Call of Duty Cold War, I tried to put up with this game, with that game, as much as I could. It was also an unfinished mess. Basically, guns and balancing all out of whack. I think it had like 6 to 8 maps for the whole game. Something ridiculous like that. And at the time, at least, it sucks because you kind of had this kind of contrast with Warzone, where you had to grind your guns, so you had no choice but to play it. And even in these games, the experience were abysmal. So not only are you playing a game you don't want to play because you want to play Warzone, but on top of that, the game's not complete. It's not finished. And going back to, or continuing to, Vanguard, another game that I just feel was not polished enough. Again, just forcing you to grind, dumb challenges that force you to play the game, these animations and cut screens that just make games go on longer. The little, I don't know what it is, those little character videos after you win a game and get to play the game or whatever. All that stuff, so unnecessary. Just keeps you in the game longer and longer, but not willingly, forcefully. So another half-finished game, and I spent $100 on Cold War. I spend another cross bundle edition for Vanguard. Like, it's ridiculous, for day one to basically get treated trash. And I'm talking about, don't forget, I grew up when Black Ops, Halo, and Gears of War were all competing with each other. They're all going head to head. And here's the thing about those games: full price, $60. At the time, you could have even charged $70, because you had a full-fledged campaign, you had a really good multiplayer, and then on top of all that, even if those two things weren't your cup of tea, they still added a zombie mode, a horde mode, a firefight mode. Like, you know, just had, you know, that co-op for everybody. It had something for everyone. And now, I mean, you're buying Call of Duty to play multiplayer. That's not even done. You know, I will say the Cold War's campaign was, you know, decent. But that's basically what I'm paying for these Call of Duty games now, is their campaign. And yeah, I just had to say something with these games just not being finished. It's hard, especially with prices going up on everything. How do you expect me as a consumer to trust you, you know, knowing that you could just release your game that you got and just be like, oh, we could just patch it later, you know, we'll send out a patch. You know, back then, you know, you had to have the whole game working and functioning on the disc, you know, no patches. I'm going to bring up the newest game, Gotham Knights. It's getting, I don't want to say trashed, but it is getting some pretty bad reviews. And, you know, just the more I look into that game, it's like, you look at it, it looks like it wants to be a 4-player co-op game, and then they turn it into just a try to turn it into a single player with co-op elements, right? But then they still are trying to make it RPG like it has no identity. It's like they start off with a vision, didn't come through, deadlines are coming in, they got to release what they got, and it only runs at 30 frames per second. It just sucks. That game's $70 on the shelf. I went to the store. I got Persona 5 Royale on PS5. You know, that's the newest game for me. It's re-released for the newer consoles, but I'd rather pick up a game that, you know, I know is complete. and you know, to give you an example of a game that I will, you know, I have complete loyalty to, is God of War. God of War Ragnarok's about to come out. I don't even gotta look at reviews. Santa Monica has earned my trust. They have earned my loyalty as a customer, because they put out every time they do put out a God of War game, it is perfect to say the least. You know, but the way they're even handling it, with the amount of minimal coverage, you know, bare minimum stuff, they're being very careful about what they show, how much is truly ready. And as you can tell with a lot of games, they're getting delayed and pushed back. You know, we don't want to see these sloppy games. I don't think nobody wants to see these sloppy games come out. So yeah, guys, I hope you hear me out on this one. I just don't want to play full price for a game that I'm going to play a single player mode. And now that Warzone doesn't even, at least it's looking like it's not going to require you to, you know, grind guns, because all your attachments will be on the floor. It's a separate discussion from Warzone, right? Warzone could have its own video in itself. You know, that game is free to play, so that one does get critiqued a little bit differently. But you know, until I hear good things come from this game, until I hear that, you know, this game is functional and playable and it's, you know, fun, then I'll give it a shot. You know, hopefully I'm probably wait for the first price reduction. You know, I'm gonna give Warzone a try, and even on the price reduction, when I get it, I'll probably play a campaign, and then if I hear good stuff about the multiplayer, I'll give it a shot. But thank you guys for hearing me out. Just something I had to put out. Felt I just had to make this video. I had gameplay from the beta when I played it, so, you know, not the greatest game, but something to talk over. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
You fucking totally fucking getting all fucking wild. Hey, 2KD, I'll fucking take it. I just found the hacks for it, dude.